Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P Diddy? Did that surprise you about P Diddy? He's been on your show many times. Have a good night. Have you been to his parties?
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seen the show up.
Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say the past 11 days have been really tough for everyone.
Ellen is in hot waters after rumors of her being involved with Diddy resurface. The talk show host is well known by the public for her fun interviews with celebrities, but what hides behind the facade is dark and grim. You see, she is attached at the hip with Diddy.
What do Oprah, Ellen Degeneres, Chris Rock, and Donald Trump all have in common? They all appeared on P Diddy's personal 1998 birthday party invitation.
She has rubbed shoulders with every high-end celebrity and a lister in Hollywood, including Diddy. He has shown up on many of her shows, making appearances here and there, and things get interesting as it turns out that Ellen wasn't just casual buddies with Diddy. Oh no, she was getting down at his notorious parties and freak-off sessions, and what's worse is that if she truly did attend those parties, then she knows some very dark and disturbing secrets about Diddy. When you observe Diddy's life, there is a very disturbing pattern to be seen. It is very unfortunate, but the truth is that many of the people he meddles with end up dead or in bad situations in life. People are calling it the Combs curse. Now onto Twitch, he died and they ruled it as suicide. Case closed. But is it? There's chatter that he might have known a little too much about Ellen and Diddy shenanigans, and that's why he was swiftly gotten rid of. Seems like everyone is aware of the Diddy drama now, and fans are uncovering new secrets every day. It may seem like Ellen's name got randomly thrown into the mix, but that's unfortunately not how it is, and we have receipts. So let's rewind a bit. Ellen's ties to Diddy go way back through decades ago. He has always thrown invites her way, be it for the normal parties where he allows press to come and photograph, or the kind of parties that are secret and secured. In fact, in one episode of Ellen's show, Diddy even hints at it. And Ellen tries to play innocent, making jokes. But Diddy would not have made that reference if Ellen didn't know what's up. In the clip, you can see Ellen laughing nervously. It is obvious she knows something very bad and she doesn't want to think about it.
So tell me about your birthday party. Am I invited?
Yes. Yes, you're definitely invited. I invite you to all my parties. You just haven't seen the show up.
No, well, is it on the East Coast?
Yes.
Well, that's why. Why don't you have one here on the West Coast? Because I work all the time.
Okay, well, maybe I have one at your house.
Where's Now, what time would your party start, let's say?
Like 9:30.
Really? That early?
Yeah.
I could make that.
Yeah.
But I could think of you of starting a party at like midnight. Like what time will it go till?
That's a different type of party, though.
Uh-huh.
It'll go from like 9:30 to like maybe 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And then, we have the top 2 floors of the hotel.
And then it will carry on there?
Yeah. Then No, I mean the after party.
No, I know about them. I'll listen to the music. I've heard that song, After Party.
There is also paparazzi footage making rounds on social media right now, which shows how paparazzi caught Ellen slipping and they didn't hold back. They asked her about the allegations with Diddy, and you can see how she runs knowing she is close to getting caught. She does not even deny the allegations.
Ellen, were you surprised by the allegations about P Diddy? Did that surprise you about P Diddy? He's been on your show many times. Have a good night. Have you been to his parties?
Her fans are doing some serious detective work and the results are shocking. They are finding some very juicy info on Ellen and Diddy that was otherwise hidden under the surface. You see, Ellen and Diddy have more in common than meets the eye. They are both known for keeping a nice and clean image in front of the people, but behind the curtains, the story is completely different. From their spouses to the people who work for them, Ellen and Diddy have been very abusive and demeaning throughout the years. In fact, Ellen was dubbed the meanest woman in Hollywood Hollywood some years ago. And it was a series of events that exposed just how rude she is behind all the fake smiles. She is exposed for underpaying her staff, allowing racism on set, controlling her own wife's life too much, and sometimes even mistreating the guests on her show. One of the best examples of this is the time in 2008 when she had Mariah Carey on her show and basically forced her to drink champagne. What she did not know about why Mariah wasn't drinking was disturbing.
All right, well, you don't have to
No,
answer.
that's okay. No, honestly,
you
how
don't
do
have to
I- how
answer
do
me.
I-
Let's just toast with champagne and decide
But
if,
they've been saying that since we. Oh, I can have some champagne. It's just fattening. So,
you can
know.
have champagne?
That's not champagne because you can't.
No, it
have
is.
Is it really?
Yeah, you want to taste it?
I can't believe you did this to me, Ellen.
What? No,
Are you trying
I'm
to
not
just-
going to ask you if you're pregnant
This
or not.
is
I'm just
peer
gonna
pressure.
say.
Do you see what Ellen is doing? This is peer pressure.
No. Let's toast to you not being pregnant. If you're not pregnant, then we should.
Oh my goodness. I can't believe her. Why would we toast to that? How about to the future?
Yeah, you can really-
And for both of our futures, who knows what they hold?
Who knows? All right, go ahead.
Okay, cheers.
Cheers.
It's too early for me.
Yeah.
I only drink it after 3 p.m.
Yeah. You're pregnant. You're pregnant.
The reason she was not drinking was not because she was pregnant, but because of something much worse. Mariah had recently gone through a miscarriage, and all these questions about her being pregnant are both rude and crossing a boundary. I wasn't ready to tell anyone because I had had a miscarriage, Carrie told Vulture. I don't want to throw anyone that's already being thrown under any proverbial bus, but I didn't enjoy that moment. The real bombshell dropped when in 2016, her wife Portia claimed she wanted to separate because Ellen was suffocating and controlling. She wants to control and micromanage every aspect of Portia's life, and it's becoming more and more of a deal breaker, the insider says. If Ellen's on a cleanse, Portia needs to be on a cleanse. If Ellen quits coffee, Portia needs to quit too. It's Ellen's world, and what she says goes. And of course, the iconic episode with Dakota Johnson, where she called out Ellen so well that everyone else also started noticing just how rude Ellen is to her guests and the other people around her.
It's good to see you. Happy belated birthday. When was your birthday?
It was October 4th.
October 4th. You turned 30.
I did.
And how was the party? I wasn't invited.
Actually, no, that's not the truth, Ellen. You were invited. Last time I was on the show, last year, you gave me a bunch of about not inviting you, but I didn't even know you wanted to be invited.
Well, who
'Cause I
doesn't
didn't
want to
even
be
know
invited to a party?
Well, I didn't even know you liked me.
Of course I like you. You knew I liked you. You've been on the show many times, and don't I show like? Yeah.
But I did invite you and you didn't come. So,
This time you invited me?
yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
How do you know? I don't think so.
Ask everybody. Ask Jonathan, your producer. Who
Okay.
said you were?
I
Yeah,
was
he's right
invited?
there.
Why didn't I go?
I don't know.
Dakota did not hold back, putting Ellen in her place like a pro. Ellen may have thought she could bully Dakota because back then she was new to the industry, but Dakota finally stood up for herself, and that was the biggest part in the act of exposing Ellen. And we cannot forget Wendy Williams. She has been wronged by both Ellen and Diddy. First of all, there was a rumor that back in the day, Diddy pulled some strings to keep Wendy Williams off the radio waves job. As shocking as it may sound, it's true. What happened was that Wendy had some serious hot gossip to spill that Diddy wasn't too happy about, so he basically banished Wendy from the radio.
Bro, let me tell you something. I was there when he got rid of Wendy Williams.
Did he?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
When Puff made a phone call, this is his word verbatim. If that bitch is on the radio station when I get back in New York, ain't nobody that I deal with, nobody that I know are gonna ever do business with y'all again.
Damn.
Yo, when we got off the plane, Wendy was in Philly.
You're broke. She went to Philly. Damn. Dash, remember that.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Wendy is aware of this. In Williams' book, which she released in 2004, the host claimed Combs single-handedly tried to ruin her career. The hell he put me through, she wrote. I will never forget, but I don't hate him. She also maintained a belief that Combs was behind in a situation that happened in front of her radio station in 2005 while she was hosting her show, The Wendy Williams Experience. Ellen also never had much of a positive interaction with Wendy. The two were always at odds with each other. Now, if we talk about Diddy's mistreatment with people, well, the list is far too long. First of all, we have none other than his ex-partner Cassie Ventura. The lawsuit is all over the internet. Even when his bodyguard was brought up before the lawsuit, we could see Diddy sweating. Now back onto Ellen. Do you remember back in the 90s, she dated Anne Heche, an actress? They were hailed as a power couple back then, but later she talked about how Ellen was very controlling and that Ellen tried to have her institutionalized and blacklisted in Hollywood. I have not rambled on about Ellen for one single moment. For 20 years, I have withheld my understanding. Every single truth I have spoken, I was hit more, buried more, fucked more, or despised more, or then had visions and circulations of systems that spun me up and out of the system that would in any way challenge the fact that she was not telling her own truth, but another's. Why do you think she tried to put me in an institution, folks? And here's the worst part. Just a year after dropping this bombshell, she dies in a car accident.
The DMV, this is registered to Anne Heche, the actress who was in a long-term relationship with Ellen Degeneres. I'll tell you what it did in a moment, but first let's start back here. See this little small street here? This street is Preston here in the Mar Vista area. See how small this street is? It's a little street. Apparently that Mini Cooper, according to a witness, was going maybe at least 60 miles per hour, blew through a stop sign here on Walgrove, which is going this way, went through these bushes right here, landed in a house. The car caught on fire, as did the house. In the car, according to TMZ is reporting, Anne Heche was inside the car when that happened. Let's show you some video from Sky 5 HD. You can see the
initial reports say she was under influence, but the final autopsy report says there were no substances found in her system. It has suspicious written all over it. And now onto how all this relates to Twitch. Well, it seems like we have been fed some serious lies about his death.
The case of Stephen Twitch Boss's death has come to a close. The LA County Medical Examiner coroner has revealed the status of his case. They confirmed it was suicide, it did happen at a motel, and it happened by a gunshot wound to the head.
New evidence has surfaced, showing ties between his death and the infamous duo Ellen and Diddy. He was always far too close to Ellen than what was good for him. It seemed that he trusted Ellen a lot, and they portrayed the image of close buddies. But Ellen is also friends with Diddy, so what are the chances that Twitch found out something he shouldn't have? Their involvement in Twitch's demise is no surprise, knowing the kind of parties that Diddy holds and the fact that Ellen always had invites to these parties. There are some seriously disturbing rumors swirling about Ellen's escapades at Diddy's parties. If you haven't caught it yet, we're talking about takes. Word on the street is that Ellen tried to pull Twitch into these sinister acts, and when in Hollywood, you cannot say no to Diddy. But Twitch said no, and thus he had to pay the price, because he was a very positive and happy person. He had a good relationship with his wife and kids. Like many others, his own father does not believe that it was suicide. Our question is why? Where did it come from? He said. Eddie also told the Daily Mail that he was still not sure Twitch's death was a suicide, despite the Los Angeles Police Department confirming that his grandson died from a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His final note was revealed to TMZ, and it talked about challenges from the past. Now, what kind of challenges? You can think about it, but we certainly have an idea of which two famous personalities are known for making life challenging for those who do not agree with them. What do you think about this? Let us know in the comments below, and also check out this other video for more celebrity news and information.